これがレクイエムだ。
Hello and welcome to Bizarre Cast Requiem. It is me, Zakoshi, and I am here with Chip for our first episode of The Rebirth. And it's totally not because I just forgot to do it for 2 years or a year, however long it's been. Anyways, here's Chip. Are you ready to tell us what we're going to do today?
Absolutely. And it has nothing to do with the fact that when we tried this 2 weeks ago, no audio was recorded.
What? No, we didn't. This is the first time we've tried this. This is one take only.
First try, baby.
Yep, first try. All right, so most of the people, I mean, especially if they're subscribed to this channel, they know who I am. They know that I like JoJo, but not as much as other people like JoJo, because JoJo kind of became my life, and I can give my personal experience later, but I wanted to let them get to know you and tell us about your experience with JoJo, you know, how you got into it, stuff like that.
That's a great question. Now that I think about it, it was so long ago that I don't quite remember how it got started. It's kind of like a TV show that you drudge through for a while for the first season, and then it really starts to pick up. I think my earliest memory of JoJo's was when I was in college. I was watching the episode in part 3 with Alessi and Set, where he turns Polnareff into a kid. And it was on episode 2. So, my now wife walks in and says, "Oh, what are you watching?" "Oh, I'm watching a TV show. You wouldn't like it." She insisted on watching it. And, a bit of a weird place to start off watching a TV show with a half-naked, well, completely naked French child sprinting around. But ever since then, her and I have fallen in love with JoJo's and watched the entire thing a few times.
All right, nice. So where I started with JoJo was back in high school. Actually, no, yeah, it would be like right when I got into high school. Back when like finding manga to read was a lot harder than it used to be. And I just had this random app installed that was like, I think it was Manga Rock, or it might have been Manga Leaf at the time. I don't remember which one it was. And I was like, oh, manga, I'm going to engorge myself and all this stuff. Because the only reason I got into anime and manga is because I liked a friend of mine's sister. That crush is gone now, though. But that was the whole reason, because I was like, oh, they like anime. I could like anime. And I was like, well, I already like Dragon Ball Z, so it wouldn't be that hard. So I started reading manga because anime was fucking expensive. So I had this app on my phone, and I was just scrolling through stuff, and I had read a whole bunch of like random things at once, and I was like, what's this, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? And it's like super long. I'm like, I mean, I guess I'll have time. And it's around the same time I started reading One Piece as well. Well, the first time I started reading One Piece, but I started reading through it, and I got, at the time, it was like 2011. So the anime was just about to come out, but I didn't have internet, so I had no way to watch it. I didn't even know the anime came out until years later. So I started reading it. I got up to like part 6, I think, is what was like translated at the time. And from there, I was just like, And like no one else that I went to school with knew about this thing at all. I was like, oh, I'm the only one that knows about this. Except for like the super weeb kids, they knew exactly what I was talking about, but they also had internet. And that's kind of how it started. And then I don't know, like 3 years ago, after I got out of college, I started streaming. I was like, oh, I had this JoJo game, and I got some friends into it, so we decided to stream Eyes of Heaven, and we have a blast. It was also how we found out that the PS4 like blocks certain things when you stream from it. So I went and bought a capture card for like $40 for some dude. Well, $40 and like 2 cases. Buy them 2 cases of beer. And got a capture card to finish the whole thing, and then my whole identity became JoJo Online, and now I can't escape it.
You're in the JoJo hole. You were an early adopter. Jeez, 2011?
Yeah, dude, like the fucking fan translations for the manga They were not too bad, but it was a
I
lot
still
better.
like I still like the part 4 Duang
Yeah,
translation. I am the fucking strong.
that's yeah. Okay, so I really like part four. I like everything around part four except for the main character because I kind of feel like Josuke kind of gets cheated out in part four. Like it doesn't feel like a JoJo story. It just feels like a JoJo is present in another story.
I could see that, especially since there are so many side characters that you get personally invested in.
Yeah, like oh, what the fuck is his name? Tony? Is he Tonio or
Oh,
Tony?
well, the food stand guy. I
Yeah,
know who you're talking about.
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. He showed up once.
Yep,
Yo,
I'm
showed
emotionally
his stand.
invested.
Absolutely. I want his own. I want a spin-off series with him doing like a cooking show where he gets into like Food Wars style stand battles on the grand stage. I don't want that Rohan stuff.
They already have a crossover with Sanji from One Piece in Food Wars. Tony from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure should be added in, and he should compete against Sanji. Better yet,
Absolutely.
throw in Toriko. There you go. I'd read the shit out of that.
Uh, I'd like to amend my first statement a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a core memory unlocked about discovering JoJo's, and that's when I was in high school. I was introduced to Berserk, and it was the first manga I ever read. Blew through all of it that was out in one night.
Oh my god, did you set such a high bar for yourself with manga, starting with Berserk?
Yeah, so keep in mind it's also the only one I've ever read, even until now. Uh, but from there, I discovered Fist of the North Star, and I love Fist of the North Star because it inspired Berserk, and I also found out that it inspired JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So I figured, you know what? How bad could it be? I love Fist of the North Star. I'm probably gonna love JoJo's, and I did. Here we are.
Yeah, goddamn, I could not. My first manga was the Pokemon Adventures manga. Actually, if you go way back, it was the Kingdom Hearts 2 manga. I bought a copy of it at a Scholastic book fair
Oh,
in elementary school, and I was trying to read it from like the normal way to read a book. So I probably read through that thing like 40 times until like I probably looked through it like 40 times until I realized I'm supposed to read it the other way. Um I remember like because I was a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. Like my mom bought me Kingdom Hearts 2 for the PS2. I would play that game so much and I could not beat it for some fucking reason. This one time I took my memory card over to the kid across the street and we stayed up all night trying to like beat the like last four worlds and we finally did it at like 6 a.m. the next day.
nice.
And I just remember like I had that book with me and he's like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's a weird like Japanese comic that you're supposed to read backwards. And then from there, and then I read the Pokemon Adventures manga because they had it at the library, and that is actually like a really good manga. It gets like a lot darker than you would think for a Pokemon related thing. But
Really?
I thoroughly enjoy. Yeah, Pokemon just fucking die.
Like Cubone style, or they just get murked?
Um, Gary, well, Green, well, Blue, I guess is what they've officially made his name now. Blue's Charmeleon. Oh no, wait, no. Blue has a one of Blue's Pokemon literally cut an Arbok in half.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, like it literally gets cut in half. Red has a Pokemon actually fucking die. I think it's Ninetales. I'll have to read. It's been so long. It's Pokemon just people fucking die. It's like Sabrina and Lieutenant Sarge and like another gym leader. Probably Blaine. It was Blaine. They worked for Team Rocket, and there's like a scene where because they have a girl character, which is green but was called Blue in it. In Japan, it has actually been retranslated to green. She like she looks like she has her she looks like she has boobs, right? And she's getting ready for a battle. She fucking like rips her shirt and it's just like Pokeballs covering her boobs. And she like sends her Pokemon out from that first. I don't remember what the context was. I just remember this and I'm like, Wow, they really got some bait going on there.
Well, that's burned into my mind forever.
Yeah, if I find the image, I'll show you. Like, I'll just send it.
Please. Obviously for research.
Yeah.
I,
But I mean, from there, I couldn't get enough of manga, and especially like JoJo was just bright and loud. It was
yeah.
so different from other manga. I mean, well, first part like Phantom Blood, it kind of looks like a more cartoon world Fist of the North Star, and then shit gets serious.
hmm
But like definitely around part three, I was like, oh wow, this doesn't really look like Fist of the North Star anymore. It's kind of getting its own identity. And then part five came out, and I'm like, am I reading a fashion magazine now?
Yeah. I think part three is really where it started to catch on in the West in terms of popularity.
I actually met somebody who was like, I'm not gonna watch or read anymore JoJo after part four because they get rid of all the buff dudes. I'm like, that is such a weird reason to stop a series.
My friend stopped watching JoJo's at part five because the outfits were too flashy.
I mean, another friend of mine was like, "Why is part five trying to fuck me?"
That's
And
fake.
yeah, I mean
That's
they're
totally.
anime only, so it's like, I mean, have you listened to the song at the end of part five?
What have been your favorite moments or in JoJo so far?
I know that you're an anime only, so I'm trying to like think about what I can and can't spoil. I think one of my favorite moments in okay, obviously the torture dance. That's like one of everyone's favorites moments.
Of course.
But I think part four, besides Pearl Jam scene, is the mistranslated Duang thing. Because I just can't. But also, when Kira like fucking edges himself while he's dying, holding that chick's hand, and he's like telling the story about when he first saw the Mona Lisa, and he's like, I looked at her hands and I got a boner, and I just fucking lost it.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh,
It's fucking. I watched the when part four was like on Toonami. I watched it, and I remember in like on TV they blurted the word boner, but in the DVD version they have of the dub they have the word. And I was like, they can say boner on TV. I think they just wanted to do it to fuck with people because it's funny.
fair enough. I mean, I think my favorite moments were definitely the part five Metallica fight.
Oh yeah, that's oh
Also, who was that ice skater guy who was just furious at the world?
I don't remember his name. His name was hard for me to remember, but I know what you're talking about. He was literally just angry at everything.
And I liked in part four when Kira and Jotaro first met, and Jotaro Star Platinum just rocked Kira in the stop time.
Yeah. Someone in my Discord the other day brought up that Kira is literally a one-to-one of the guy from American Psycho. I always thought of just like a murderous David Bowie, but then I like thought about it. I was like, you're like 100% true right there.
That's wild.
Yeah, my favorite thing about JoJo is just the references, especially the music references, because I literally, for the most part, if it was made before like 2008, I can hear it on the radio and be like, this is this song by this person.
Mhm.
Because I remember when MTV showed music videos.
I think even better than the music references is the music translations to avoid copyright.
Oh yeah, we get some top notch names, especially here in part six coming. What there's a stand called Limp Bizkit, and it's called fucking Flaccid Pancake.
Yeah. What was it? Bad Company was Worse Company.
Yeah, my some of that stuff really pisses me off though because like the stand, Hermes stand, or is she going as Hermes or Hermes or whatever they call her now? I
Mhm.
always know it was Hermes because that's the way I could pronounce it. Her fucking stand is called Kiss, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple of things about this that piss me off. First off, most people think it's based off the band. It's not. It's based off the song by Prince because Prince is Rocky's favorite music artist. Which, I mean, if you look at most of the stuff, it's pretty clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
They fucking localized her name as Smack. And I was like, you fucking missed off on the opportunity to literally call it Smooch.
Oh, that would have been good.
Right? You know, another thing about localization that kind of bothers me is since like part 5, they just name the stand after the part, which they're not going to be able to do in part 7 because the stand for the main character stand does not have anywhere near the name. Because like with Stone Ocean and Stone Free, I get it. You change one word. Golden Experience, Golden Win, I get it. You change one word. Steel Ball Run, Johnny's stand is called Tusk.
I know in part 7, I think, besides Flaccid Pancake, my favorite translation is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap is changed to Filthy Acts at a Reasonable Price.
I can't wait to hear. You know who I hope voices Funny Valentine when they ever get to the fucking part 7 anime?
Donald Trump.
No. No. Maybe fat Funny Valentine, but like normal Funny Valentine. I literally hope it's the same voice actor as Dio.
Yeah.
At least in the dub. I 100%. Either that or no shit, you know, Tom Petty would have been the perfect voice for it, but he passed away. I mean, he's done voice work too. He's Lucky in King of the Hill.
Oh shit, what was it? I could be wrong on this, but I was watching the Fist of the North Star like movies.
Yeah.
The mid 2000s, and Dio is a voice actor in them.
Pretty sure his name is Patrick Scheitz, I think. I think that's the voice actor.
I want to say he voiced Ken, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up because now it's bothering me.
Well, no. I don't remember who the English voice of Ken is. I think it's the same English voice as the guy that voices Jotaro. Because I know
That may have been it.
I know if you play, you know, the Lost Paradise game, and then you watch like the part 3 sub, or you even play JoJo's Eyes of Heaven, and then if you play the Yakuza games, Kiryu, Ken, and Jotaro have the same voice actor.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
I mean, it makes sense. I wish they would reboot. Like, we've talked about this before and other stuff. We need a new Fist of the North Star anime.
Absolutely.
It needs to happen. It doesn't need to be fucking CGI. It just needs to be. You can have a little CGI, but it just needs to look fucking nice. And I want like Hellsing level quality here.
Did you ever watch Fist of the North Star Strawberry Flavor?
No, I haven't. That's the one where they're all in school and stuff, though, right?
Yeah, it's okay, but the end credits are modern animation of classic Fist of the North Star scenes, and I saw it. I saw the Souther fight, and I need it in my life. I'm praying that they do something for the 50th anniversary coming up.
I hope so, because like that series needs more love than it gets. They had like. I wanted to try to order this stuff. They had like a Fist of the North Star like body wash, and I just wanted to order it because I was like, oh, I definitely want to smell like I eat dirt.
They just released limited edition Rao sake, and it came with a full, forget the name of his horse, Black King. Came with Black King shaped bottle. It was like
Did you order
$1,700.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did you order it?
No, I didn't order it.
I mean,
don't get me wrong, the bottle was cool, but
yeah,
it's gonna be a hard pass for me. I'd rather pay the bills for several months.
I mean, besides the Fist of the North Star like strawberry, what's the newest like Fist of the North Star media we've gotten? You know what? Let's save that conversation for the next episode because we're supposed to be talking about JoJo on this one.
Oh, shoot, right. Yeah, don't get me started on Fist of the North Star because I'll go off.
All right. Okay. What about some of your least favorite characters, least favorite moments?
Least favorite moments, all of part one.
Really?
Every second of it. Yep. Uh, I I like to liken it to Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hear me out. You watch Game of Thrones, you watch the first season, you say, ah, that was okay. I have no idea what's going on, but I guess it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to season two, or part two, and say, wow, that was pretty good. I can start to see things coming together. And then you get to season three, season four, season five, and it just keeps getting better and better, sans the last season. But you know what I mean? It's that escalation, and it feels like part one was just so separated
Yeah.
from uh, the vibe that the rest of the other parts gave off. It's like a serious yet whimsical, in a way.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
it was all about chivalry.
So my girlfriend's only watched like all of part one and like 3 episodes of part two. She would, at the moment, she would be like, you're wrong. Part one is amazing. But I do see where you're meaning. But I like to see part one as a really good prologue.
I'm not saying it isn't, but
Yeah.
that's the equivalent to your girlfriend reading Berserk and hasn't even gotten to the eclipse and says, "Oh yeah, the Band of the Hawk arc, that's really good."
Oh yeah, Griffith's my favorite character.
He's so cute. He can do nothing wrong.
Yeah. Um.
But I agree. It's a fantastic prologue. It really sets the scene and sort of a storyline for the rest of the parts.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really enamoring about JoJo is like you're watching a family history.
Yeah.
Okay. What about anything outside of part one? Like that you didn't really like?
Ooh, I feel like part three kind of dragged on. Now, I loved every fight, but I feel like some of it was unnecessary and it was long for the sake of length. Like if they went through all the tarot cards, fine, but fighting off the Egyptian god arc, I feel like that was just kind of stretching it a little thin. Again, I enjoyed it, but I think it could have been significantly shorter.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly if it's part three or part four that have the most. Well, it's definitely part 7, 8 that have the most like length. They might not have the most like chapter numbers, but those chapters in the last two parts are extremely fucking long.
Mhm.
But I think part three and four in the original universe are the longest. I think part four is a little bit longer than part three, but part three, I it definitely dragged on at the end. But I saw it how Rocky was developing, how he tells his stories.
Yep.
And he was kind of going with the things at the time where it's kind of monsters of the week for the moment.
Now, I can see your point
Mm-hmm.
with that, but I think that part four did the length well by having multiple concurrent storylines and character development as opposed to one set goal that everyone's working towards. Like the Koichi arc
Yeah.
with the crazy haired girl. I was heavily invested in that. Tonio disappointed when he never showed back up.
Yeah. I think I was very disappointed that Tonio didn't show up. He showed up at the end when they were all just talking.
Yeah, in the middle of a Morio Square.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go look for the killer." Never saw him again. I don't
No.
think.
I man, like part 3, yeah, I think Araki had too many characters that he wanted to put in the story and didn't know how to put them in.
I feel like he was still sort of getting into his groove at that point.
Yeah. Okay, so like one of my least favorite moments in the whole series
Mm-hmm.
is the survivor fight in part 6, which I don't think you've gotten to yet since you're anime only. I'm not gonna say much, but it fucking sucks. So
Okay.
leave it at that. Actually, something I'm really worried about with the part 6 anime is how they're gonna do Bohemian Rhapsody. Since JoJo's done by Warner Brothers, and my cat is chewing on my headphone cable. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Looney Tunes based instead of Disney themed, which means we're not going to get the famous line of if it ain't Mickey, this shit ain't Disney.
I've heard that Bohemian Rhapsody is a particularly scary stand
It's
in
Disney.
concept.
It is
Yeah.
in concept if it wasn't given to a drug addict.
Okay, that'll do it. That kind of evens the playing field a little bit.
It's
You know what?
It's kind of like with Okuyasu. He's got probably one of the most powerful fucking stands in the entire series, but he's fucking stupid.
Yeah, the hand in his brain. You know what really grinds my gears? My absolute least favorite moment
Mm-hmm.
was when Araki and JoJo's partnered with Gucci. They released a lot of stuff, right? And I've always wanted, since watching part 4, a pair of bowling pin nail clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Gucci brand bowling pin JoJo's nail clippers. Guess how much they cost?
I don't know, $300.
More.
Really? 500.
Keep going. More.
1,000.
Last guess. 800.
Oh my god.
At least from what I recall. I know it was an exorbitant price, and it infuriated me because I needed those in my life.
I'm so glad that I pirated Fly High with Gucci Jolene.
God.
That was a pretty neat manga.
I wish I could pirate some nail clippers.
Yeah, I mean, those better be the best damn nail clippers in the world.
They're Gucci. They're going to break in 30 seconds. Anyway, sub versus dub. What are your opinions? I have mine.
I only watch dub mostly for the sake of convenience at this point. I've gotten older. I've got more responsibilities. I don't have the time or patience to sit down and watch anime like I used to. But I do really like a lot of the dub voices. I have a little bit of problems with the dub voices in part 6. I think some of the localization sounds a little weird, especially with Jolene constantly saying mommy or mama when she's talking about her mom. That just doesn't feel... It really kind of babyfied Jolene's character as opposed to what I kind of feel like she's like. I don't feel like she's so baby.
Yeah, I exclusively watch sub because I am superior, but I've only heard one good argument for people watching dub, and that is my friend is dyslexic.
Yeah, so my girlfriend's dyslexic.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll give you a pass on that one.
Yeah, I mean subs. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I'll enjoy either way. There are a couple anime where I think the dub is actually better. Yu Yu Hakusho, for one, is one where the dub is superior, and you can't change my fucking mind about it.
Oh yeah, I love the Dragon Ball Z dub where my windows shatter every time Goku screams.
Yeah. Oh man,
I thought that was a good idea.
I don't know. I actually really like the Dragon Ball Z dub. Nothing against like the voice actress of Goku in the sub of Dragon Ball. I get that a lot of shonen main characters are voiced by women because they're supposed to appeal to young boys.
Oh my god.
But Goku is like 50 years old, and Sean Schimmel is like 50 years old, so it's kind of perfect.
I got confused. The sub is the one with the screeching, pitching high voice.
Yeah.
My mistake. Yeah, miserable time listening. I think I've listened to 3 seconds of it. I said, that's enough. That's enough of that.
So moving on a little bit before we're out of time here, you played any JoJo games, or you looking to play any?
Not off the top of my head. I think the closest I've gotten is J-Stars, where what was there? Everyone was in there, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
The J-Stars game for like J-Stars Versus or like Jump Force or which one?
I think it's J-Stars Versus.
Yeah, that had a lot of characters in it. I think it only had Jotaro and Joseph though.
I think Dio was in it too.
I know Jump Force had Jotaro, Dio, and Giorno.
Didn't Jump Force shut down their servers recently?
Yeah, they did. Something about those like anime, like you'd think Shonen Jump would have better licensed games. They don't. Newsflash. Especially one as massive like Jump Force, you'd think it'd be the cream of the crop. And I mean, it was okay. It wasn't. I didn't care for it. It did not sparkle my fancy. It didn't make my Okuyasu raise or anything. Yeah, it is okay. But I've played JoJo's All-Star Battle. I've played this old SNES game for JoJo. They have a lot of fighting games for JoJo. And then I've played Eyes of Heaven. And I actually really liked Eyes of Heaven. The online multiplayer for it is fucking awful. The netcode is fucking horrible. You cannot play that with other people. I mean, you can't even play it locally, which is another problem. But you cannot play it online. It's like playing fucking Quake while your mom's on the phone.
Oof, is it worse than Mortal Kombat 9 online? I don't know if you ever...
Oh, God. Yeah, Mortal Kombat's my favorite franchise. My favorite game franchise, so...
Mortal Kombat, fantastic. But the netcode is just... Someone wiped their ass, or they ate an entire Scrabble board and just shit out letters into code.
Yeah, especially 9. 10 and 11 were much better, but a lot of fighting games like that, I've noticed, have a problem where people kind of dilute their internet connection to fuck with the other person on the other end.
Hey, man, they're just thinking in 4D.
I guess. You know, if there was a Mortal Kombat like guest character, like from JoJo's that I'd probably want to see, I'd probably have to be like Old Man Joseph.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I would love to see him using his stand and Hamon at the same time to fucking like cleave Quan Chi's asshole. I fucking hate Quan Chi. He's my least favorite character in the entire universe, which makes him a good villain because I fucking hate him.
And now that I think about it,
what?
You know, now that I think about it, he'd be probably one of the most balanced JoJo's characters you could put in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, he knows how to actually fight hand to hand more. He's not just a brawler. He's been trained, so. And he's not like he's powerful, but he's not like over the top. You know, he's not over the top.
I would like his finisher to put one of the cameras on top of someone's head and just cut them in half. Print out a photo of it too.
Yeah, I could see that one, or they like play a game and he cheats and it fucking makes their head explode.
And then their soul gets trapped in a doll.
He just fucking isekais people. That's what his real power is. He just fucking gets people trapped in video games.
God.
That's Joseph's real power. He's the progenitor of isekai.
He's the metaphorical bus.
He is. Oh, nothing better than Bus Chan. Always sending people to where they need to be.
Of course. Isn't that the point? One way or another?
Yeah. All right, looks like time is winding down on this episode. We need to... Is there anything else we need to cover? No. I think we're good for this one. Because we don't want to go too far over time because then people won't want to listen to it. But it's good getting our foot down in the hole. Hopefully it sticks in the quicksand and we don't die. You got anything you want to add before I end this episode?
Oof. No. I'm looking forward to a lot more of these. You know, ever since my last podcast ended, I've kind of been itching to start it up again. I'm excited to have that opportunity.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to be back, and you could have just kept it at oof. That would have been pretty funny.
Oh, you can cut it there. That's fine.
I might.
Oof. Say cut to